What's up everybody? So in today's video we're taking a look at the 2018 Mercedes-Benz AMG GT C Roadster. Huge thank you to Foreign Car Charlotte for providing this car for today's video. Definitely check out the link to their website in the description below. They have a huge selection of high-end exotic cars on the used market and a whole selection of brand new Bentleys, Maseratis, Aston Martins, and Alfa Romeos. So anyway guys, let's take a look at the AMG. Oh my gosh. And the model that we're looking at today is finished off in a brilliant blue metallic paint color and had an original MSRP of $162,000. Underneath the hood, this utilizes a 4-liter bi-turbo 8-cylinder engine that cranks out 550 horsepower and 502 pound-feet of torque. The engine is only paired to a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission and sends the power to the rear wheels to an electronically controlled limited-slip rear differential. And with a curb weight around 3,500 pounds, 0 to 60 comes in at 3.7 seconds with a top speed of 196 miles an hour. The turbochargers are mounted in the top of the engine to eliminate turbo lag and make the engine a little bit more compact, and the actual engine does sit behind the front axle, making this a mid-mounted front engine. And a cool feature about the top-mounted turbochargers, air actually comes through the grille and comes out of this little vent, and actually corresponds to a vent and a channel on the hood. Comes out to another opening right in front of the turbo, so that opening right there actually puts nice cool air right on the turbos. And given the weight, powertrain, and drivetrain, the car can achieve 15 miles per gallon in the city and 20 on the highway. This spec has the optional AMG cross-spoke forged wheels, finished off in a titanium color. They're 19 inches up front and 20s in the rear. And up front we get a 2-piece ventilated drilled rotor that measures 14.2 inches. The overall wheelbase is 103.5 inches, the overall length is 179 inches, the width is 76.3, and the height is 50.7 inches. The front end appearance is probably one of the most aggressive ones out on the market. It has a very low look to it, super wide front bumper, really large grille up top with vertical slots and your large Mercedes logo. All of your integrated parking sensors into it, very large air vents on each side of the bumper to let cool air right into the radiators, and a large front splitter with active flaps. And then leading our way up to the LED headlights with daytime running lights, they have a really aggressive look to them. They definitely look like shark eyes looking at you. And that all leads to the top of the front fender coming to the hood with nice lines through the center, and then heat extraction vents up top. And making our way to the side of the vehicle, you can see just how long the hood is. It definitely gives the car a really unique look compared to other sports cars on the market. We have a nice vent on the side with your bi-turbo logo. The polished wheels with the red brake calipers look great against the blue exterior paint color. And then making our way up to the side mirrors, we have the LED turn signals in them. These ones are finished off in a nice gloss black. We have a 2-tone door handle with the dark blue color as well as a nice piece of chrome trim. The door is very rounded appearing, giving the whole side profile of the car a very sleek look to it. And then finishing up with the side profile of the car, we have a nice bulging vent that you can see, and the taillight wraps around as well. The taillights on the car have an AMG badge and then a really cool looking 3-dimensional look. We get the AMG logo as well as the Mercedes and GTC. Automatic deploying spoiler and then a heat extraction vent in the rear. All of your parking sensors, and you can see the other side of the rear vents. And then coming down below to your rear diffuser and polished exhaust tips. And then to finish up the exterior of the car, the convertible soft top is very sleek looking. It looks pretty good on the car. A lot of times when they add a soft top to a coupe, kind of throws off some of the lines, but I think with this car, having the top up or down looks really good, and just with a touch of a button on the inside, the top will come down in just a few seconds. And with the top down, we can get a great look at how this car looks in the Roadster configuration. Definitely is at home with the top down. Really cool seeing how the roof actually just folds nice and flush. You can see how the seats look with the roll bars and the wind deflector. Really clean looking. And now that we can see into the interior, why don't we take a little bit closer look. Pressing the unlock button, the mirrors unfold. We'll go ahead and open it up. This one has a really nice looking black and gray 2-tone leather interior. We have a lot of aluminum accents and nice stitching everywhere. The door panel has the nice 2-tone design, vertical stitching. Got your grab handle, lock and unlock as well as a speaker, all your mirror and window controls, your handle, and then a little bit of storage down below. AMG written out on the aluminum door sill. These bucket seats have really nice and aggressive bolstering. It's really comfortable to sit in, but of course they give you great lateral support in sharp turns. And then coming out, we have the nice gray stitching, more of the aluminum accents, perforated leather on the centers. Really good looking seats. The leather is beautiful looking. The quality is outstanding, very soft to touch. And then down on the other side of the seat, we have your memory seat buttons, all of your recline controls. And then one of the options of this car is the silver seat belt. Looks really cool, matches the gray very nicely. Taking a quick look at the interior now. We get perforated Napa leather on the sides, beautiful, just solid black leather with a nice stripe on the top. More aluminum accents, flat bottom design. And now inside the car, we're greeted by the beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel. We have great notches for your thumbs on both sides. Aluminum paddle shifters have a great solid feel to them. And then with my foot on the brake, engine start stop button is right here. Let's go ahead and start it up. On the left side of the steering wheel, we have all your headlight controls, your electronic park and brake, as well as your trunk release button. We have one of the air vents, and turning this left and right opens and closes it. You just push it up and down to make it go up and down, and then left and right. We have nice leather and stitching along the dash. More black leather wrapping the entire dashboard. And then moving down to the infotainment screen, everything can be controlled using the touchpad right here, left, right, up and down, or scrolling and moving the dial just like in your standard Mercedes. So going up to the top, we can go through a few different settings. We have your navigation and radio. Go through all sorts of things here. Your media, your phone, vehicle settings, different configurations. And then going down below, we have all of your different climate controls. You can adjust your temperatures, different zones where you'd like the air to go, AC on and off, passenger as well. And if we use the drive mode selection dial, you can just scroll this left and right. It comes up on the screen with your different modes. We have your individual that you can customize every single thing. We have your comfort mode, sport mode, and then once we go into Sport Plus, the valves open up, the exhaust gets a little bit louder, same with race mode. And then down below we have 4 air vents, same like the left side, just up and down, and they actually click right when they get to center, which is a really cool touch, just on and off, very simple. Your hazard switch, the button for the spoiler, you actually have a heated headrest. And you turn that button on, the vent right there opens up, and a lot of hot air actually blows out of there, so awesome for wintertime cruising with the top down. Of course, heated and ventilated seats, parking sensors, and then the passenger controls. We have all your climate controls down here. Just hitting the menu button down once, it'll come up with your different airflows. You can use the dial or the touchpad. We can scroll through, see what we want. And then down below all of those, we have your cup holders as well as a 12-volt outlet. And this, just push it, it'll pop nice and close. The drive mode selection dial, engine start stop button, your traction control. And when you press them, it comes up on the screen. We have Sport Plus, Comfort, and then your Sport mode. Exhaust on and off. Automatic engine start stop feature, and then to go into full manual mode, you hit that button. That allows you to permanently be into manual mode using the paddle shifters. And then of course your volume control as well as on-off switch for the screen. So very cool configuration for the center of the car. The screen looks really good. There's not too many buttons and it's really easy to use. As we come back up to the gauge configuration, we have your speed on the left side as well as your gas gauge, temperature on the bottom, your tach as well as the engine temperature on the right side. Using these buttons, we can scroll up and down for all these different modes. Then hitting the AMG button, we actually have a little bit of performance settings in there. So then using the shifter, foot on the brake, going into drive, just like a normal car, pops it into drive. All the way forward into reverse, we have your backup camera, and then using the dial, I'll rotate it once to the right, and then click it, and then that gives us a little bit different angle for the rear. And then to put the vehicle in park, we just press the P button. And then to take a look at the center console, just press this button. We have a lot of space in there. You can easily fit some phones and other items in there. And then going over here to the glove box, it has a lot of space as well. A nice shelf in there with a light, and you can lock your trunk. We'll take another look at the interior. I think the gray and black leather looks fantastic. These seats are really nice to sit in, really comfortable. The bolsters are awesome looking. I love all of the aluminum colored accents. The headrests are really clean looking. And then up top here we have all of your convertible buttons. With my foot on the brake and pulling this lever down, the roof will come right up. You get a pretty good amount of space in here. It's not too deep, but you can definitely fit maybe 2 or 3 pieces of luggage in here. We get a spot up front that you can put a little bit extra things in. But overall, a pretty good amount of space for a 2-seat convertible like this. We also have a handle right here to help yourself close it. And then now to take one last look at the interior from the passenger side. Definitely a really cool looking interior. It's really easy to use. I think overall it's really comfortable too. The materials are amazing everywhere. The stitching, just the overall quality of the car. All right guys, so we are now in the GTC Roadster, about to take this thing for a spin. This is a similarly spec'd one to what we just checked out. That one was actually on consignment, so if you do have a really cool supercar or something, guys at Foreign Cars will definitely hook you up consigning your car. So this thing, we're gonna start off in just sport mode in automatic. We'll have the exhaust normal, everything like that. So in drive, let's get going. Visibility is not too bad. It's pretty good out of the front and the sides, just a little bit harder out of your right shoulder, being a convertible obviously. But it is a little bit getting used to. We have a really large hood in front of us. All right, so just getting up and going. This is a smooth car as you would expect. It's a Mercedes. It's like a GT, supercar, sports car, kind of a mix of a lot of different things, but really smooth. I actually just finished driving the Lamborghini, so getting used to these brakes now, they are really, really touchy compared to the Lambo. But we'll just get up a little bit. Smoothly gets you right up and goes. A twin turbo engine, very responsive. And then we'll go ahead and put it into Sport Plus. The valves opened up in the exhaust, and we'll put it into manual mode. You have to press the button, and now I can take full manual. And now in manual, the V8 rumble. That is the typical AMG V8. That thing sounds so good. So getting up to speed. That is such a quick transmission. That thing just clicks through gears really instantly. Get a little bit of a burble on the exhaust under each gear change. Downshifting now. It does a nice rev match and some pops. It's got a nice grunt to it. It gets up and goes. Definitely a ton of power in the car. So now just sitting here in some traffic. It's a pretty comfortable place to be. I like the seats a lot. The bolstering is really good. They have a lot of support to them, so if you're in the turns, on the track, or in the mountain, these seats are really going to keep you planted. The steering wheel position is really good. I like the feel of the perforated leather. The notches for your thumbs are pretty good, and then the paddle shifters are exactly where you expect it. I'd say the only downside is just the rear window's a little bit small, so it takes a little bit getting used to looking out of the rear end of the car with the roof up. We're going to put it down in a second, but aside from that though, it's pretty comfortable. You can get a good feel of the car just kind of cruising in some slower speeds, and then just getting up to some speed in second gear. Some puffs from the exhaust on the overrun. Suspension is really tight. Going over some bumps like that, I'm in full race mode, everything. It's pretty tight. So then to adjust the suspension, I'll go back into comfort mode, which will put the suspension right into comfort mode. You can instantly feel how just a little bit softer ride. It floats over the bumps more, kind of like what you would expect in a Mercedes. They're known for that really buttery smooth ride. So the car has good ground clearance too, pretty easy getting into that. So now let's take the top down. We'll put it back into race mode to hear the exhaust and see what this thing is like. So we'll go ahead and just put it in reverse to back up. The backup camera, the graphics are really good. Super easy to see exactly where the car is. Only awkward thing, the shifter is kind of in a weird spot. You really have to put your arm back to do it. I wouldn't mind if it was a button or something up here, but that's not really bad for a downside. And then putting the top down, we'll just push the button up, have everything go right down. It's a really quick top, very small, so it doesn't take too much time. So let's see what that exhaust sounds like now. Wow, that is such a muscular V8. That thing is sick sounding. So driving with the top down, you really only feel a little bit of wind on the top of your head, but it's really comfortable. You can still have a normal conversation. I'm not really yelling too much to talk to the camera, but it's pretty comfortable. And then we'll go ahead and put it back into comfort mode to tone the whole car down. The exhaust quiets down, suspension is back to soft, and it's just a nice, I'll put in automatic, just a nice automatic GT car. Top down, it is really comfortable. The wind is enough. We'll do one last acceleration. That rips through gears.
Yeah, downshift. Yeah, downshift. Yeah.
I have never been in a car that popped like that. That thing is popping like a machine gun back there. Wow, if you want a GT car that is a beast, that is fast and actually really, really comfortable and sounds like that, I think the AMG GT is what you want to be looking at. That is insane. And this is bone stock, just the way the car comes. Oh my gosh. That will never get old. Alright guys, so finishing up with the AMG GT, the exhaust is my favorite part. The pops, that is unreal, that is amazing. But overall car, I like it a lot. The hood is not too long. I thought it was going to be this huge hood just kind of guiding the car, but it's pretty easy to see out of, and it's not like it's right in your face or anything. So I definitely like a lot of what the car has to offer. The only downsides, the shifter's a little awkward with the roof up. The visibility out the rear is just a little bit tight. But aside from that, this thing has a lot to offer. It's fast, it's comfortable, pretty decent sized trunk for what it is. The coupe is of course more practical, but this thing is a sweet car. This would be probably the ultimate daily. The transmission is lightning quick and buttery smooth, and really just something that would be the perfect, if you could only have one car, this could be it. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I like this car a lot. This thing would be a beast of a daily. Huge thank you once again to Foreign Cars Charlotte. Definitely check out their website in the description below. Brand new Aston Martins, Bentleys, Maseratis, and Alfa Romeos, and an amazing selection of used supercars. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a huge thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. We'll see you guys next video.